So yesterday, God seemed pretty interested in furniture, and today he's very interested in clothes. And so we have this passage where the priests are told what they're to wear, and there's all this symbolism that's richly sort of woven into their clothes that's quite literally got the names of the tribes of Israel, and Aaron's to wear them over his breast, over his heart as he walks into the presence of God, and all that sort of stuff is like, wow. And one of the things it tells us is that God cares about what we are wearing, if you will, when we come into his presence. And for us today, he's less interested in whether we're wearing gold and jewels or whether we're wearing Abercrombie. He's very interested in whether we're wearing pride or humility. He's really interested in whether we're wearing kindness or selfishness. He's very interested in whether we wear on our hearts and through our kind of bodies compassion or hard-heartedness. And one of the things that we get to enjoy is, even as we read these Old Testament passages, it's coming home to me again. I don't know if you find the same thing, like, man, how holy is God? Holy, the word holy really just means set apart. God is like so set apart from us, so that when we ever come near him, in the Old Testament anyway, it's like you have to wear this and you have to smell like this and you have to, be in a tent that's just like this. There's all these hoops that Israel have to jump through so that they can even just stand in God's presence. And for me today and for you today, we don't have to do that. Any time we want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we can just... He's just here, he's with us, and we can speak to him and we can know that he lives inside of us. And that's astonishing. And we don't have to wear certain clothes for that to be the case. And the reason for that is because of Jesus. The reason for that is what Jesus did for us on the cross, is he effectively made us holy. And so the Bible talks elsewhere about how we are dressed in his righteousness. And I love the words from that Matt Redman song, where he says, "When I stand before your throne, dressed in glory, not my own, what a joy I'll sing of on that day." And what he's getting at is that we're dressed in a glory that doesn't belong to us. When God looks at me and he looks at you, he sees the righteousness of Jesus and the purity of Jesus. And that's like, wow. That means whenever I can come to him, I can come with total confidence that I'm okay in his presence. At the same time, also there's this real encouragement from the passage, I think, that God is interested in what we're wearing. And so it's worth remembering that Jesus is the ultimate fashion icon for us as Christians. It's not that we kind of physically look like, well, what was he wearing? He was wearing a robe. I need to get myself one of those things. Socks and sandals and all of that. It's not about that, but see the things that Jesus was clothed with: compassion and kindness, gentleness and patience. And let's allow those things to be the most obvious things about us today. If the most obvious thing about us is a little brand that we've got sewn onto our t-shirt, then we've missed it. The most obvious thing should be kindness, compassion, humility, love. Let that be the stuff that we're clothed with today.